Hello everybody, welcome back to the JACKOCAR Cup Series. It is round 6 here in Monaco. The game crashed on us, as you will know, a couple of minutes ago, and we've had to do a total restart to the race. Nothing we can do about it, it's just the Codemasters have had this game out for months. It's nearly April in fact, and we are still suffering glitches that we deemed unacceptable in beta testing. So it's a shame that we're still here in this situation now. But hey, look, they've got all the money they could ever want, so they don't care, do they? But we do, so we're here on the grid to try again.
It's very stressful when a lobby goes down. You got to deal with all the messages, get the grid set up, but then not everyone's joined the session. Then you get randomers join the session. Oh my god, what a mess! But welcome back, as Owen says. Monaco Part 1, I guess. All that counts from the previous session, if you were watching, is that Iceman secured pole, and the grid behind him is the only thing that counts. So the changes are there's no Quinn in this race. He will be classed as a race start because he joined in qualifying. But he'll get 0 points for this one. So we have a 19 car grid. Formation lap should be on, I hope, and a 25% night race, which hopefully we don't get kicked out of.
Assuming, of course, it starts, which would be hopefully some point soon. I think everyone's just getting their setups on and choosing the correct tyre. I believe we had, what, 2 qualify on the mediums? Or 1, sorry, qualify on the mediums and decide the top 10. That was Red Matt, so just got to make sure that he starts on them, but no one's doing anything, so we're just sort of sitting here waiting for something to happen, and nothing's happening.
Didn't this happen in Australia as well?
I feel it did, yeah, and it took a long time for some reason. I wonder if they're having to do this whole select tyres stuff.
Yeah, but it fast forwards us to the lobby a bit quicker.
Yeah.
A bit rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit.
Apparently, we now have grounds to eliminate Kieran and disqualify Kieran from the season because he was crashing into all the cars after the restart was called.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
You can
I think
tell
a few people were a little bit confused.
Yeah, you can tell he's the youngest, most immature person in the league.
Yeah. Which we mentioned in Silverstone.
Yep. So, I don't know why they're all fighting with him, to be honest. I mean, what are they exactly expecting out of this? But, yes. Well, we go again. I can see that Red Man is on the right tyre. So, thank goodness for that. And yes.
How far into it did we get? I mean,
4 laps,
I can't quite remember.
I think. 4 laps.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same length we got into it last season before it also crashed. For equally no reason. It just must be a thing on this track where it just doesn't work properly. A bit like most of the game in general. But well, here we are. I just beg it works this time. I wanna have a race here, you know. I don't want to knock about. SD Matt, MK Bourne have already managed to get themselves disqualified from the formation lap, so that's going well for them. Quite how they've ended up in that position is beyond me, but well, let's just hope we get this thing done, honestly, because you know we want to entertain the viewers as well. And those of you who have rejoined, thank you. Sorry about this, nothing we can really do about it. And I just hope you enjoy the race, because we do still have our full 25% race for you here tonight. None of that is changed. We just had to wait a little bit longer for it. So the grid again, for those who maybe are just watching for the first time tonight. Iceman from Casper, Kieran, Kyle, Redma, MK Bourne, Yuri, Jordan, Tees, Jamie, SD Matt, Ben, Connor, Pete, Jake, Corey, Gareth and OKK. Quinn isn't here, but he will still be classified as a starter because he qualified and he didn't, in fairness, start the first race, but he's not able to take part in the second one.
So that'll actually go down as a DNR.
Yes.
So 0 points, that's a new one. Because I use the official terminology is DNS is the correct one you should use, but I use DNS for people who don't actually race. whereas he has raced during qualifying. So it'd be a DNR, did not race, which will be the first one of those I've ever had on my many spreadsheets, Owen, as we get the cars lining up for the third time tonight. It's been one of those evenings. It's all going so well, probably too well, and that's why we're in this situation.
Indeed.
OKK gets his car on the grid, so Iceman with the playoff point for pole position. That's all that stands. There's no Quinn. Your stages are lap 5 and lap 10. Over to you.
Here we go again then. Will Iceman get as bad a start as he did last time? All 5 lights are on. Boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing again. And it looks like he has had just as bad a start. In fact, even worse. He's fallen. Well, in fact, it's pretty much a carbon copy, actually. He'd almost argue he's done it on purpose. I'm pretty sure I saw a front wing flying off into the distance. But it is Casper. Once again, he leads from Iceman, Kieran, Red Matt, Yuri, the top 5. But I'm sure I saw someone's front wing coming off. Jimmy's had a better start than he did last time in the Golden Machine, up into P8, trying to fight for P7. How many collisions are we going to get in the hairpins this time round? First one, we had a lot, and this time we also have a lot. And yeah, that might be a safety car. We'll see though, hopefully it isn't, but there will be persistent yellow flags for all that, as they all struggle to get their way through. And some of them are only getting through that section now through to the Portier. SD Mats is the one who hasn't got a front wing. Was there anyone else? I feel there might have been
Casper
someone else.
down in 14th? What's happened there?
That's Jake. Casper
is
is
Jake. Sorry.
leading the race.
Yeah, it's my bad. The same colour.
So they all head through. Iceman again, pitting early. I wonder how many are going to change their tactic from last time. We have a lot of early stops. There was no safety car in the early stages in the first attempt at this race, and so I wonder how many people have seen that and thought, right, we pit early, we get our pit stops out of the way, no messing about. Because we've only been left with, what, 7 cars who haven't pitted on the first lap. And the one who's going to come out at the front of those who have pitted is this man, Iceman. And he's not all that far behind, okay. Yes, he's got Yuri in between himself and Kyle this time. So there's a good chance that Kyle will be able to actually jump him at this next set of pit stops. Will that be on this lap as well? I think with the likelihood of safety car still being somewhat high at some point, I guess you do actually want to get the 2 stops done straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at Iceman. It's like a carbon copy of the last race. It comes out behind OKK, and it's Monaco. So where on earth are you going to pass? OKK has absolutely every right to defend that position.
Especially since it's only the second lap of the race. No point letting people through at this point, is there? You know.
Oh, don't worry, he's made a mistake and Iceman slips through.
Well, he'll take that.
Did all the hard work for him.
As Casper takes the lead of the race. Or Casper pits,
Kieran.
sorry, and gives Kieran the lead of the race. And so where's he going to come out?
Copy.
Well, I guess they're all going to try and do what they did before, as Iceman does make the second pit stop then. Okeke makes the first, Kyle makes the second, Yuri probably does make the second as well. So a lot of these people are actually taking their second stops as well, very early on. And so a lot of people finishing their pit strategies within 2 laps, some which they didn't have a chance to do in the first race in Silverstone tonight. And this time, it should still be Iceman who comes out in front. And it is Kyle now the second car in the train. Yuri appears to have had to stack, possibly behind Gareth, I'm wondering. But yes, Gareth had to change the front wing too, so that might explain where Yuri has disappeared to. But Iceman, all looking good for him so far. He now needs to hope that Casper isn't in a good position, but he is in a good position because he's got 8 seconds of clean air in front of him. And he'll probably pit this lap to finish his strategy as well. I would if I was him. It's probably the best thing to do.
And also congratulations to Connor, who's made it half a lap further on than what he did last time.
Yes.
So good work from him. ST Mats also completes his 2 mandatory stops, and we get yellow flags. MK Board and Jake.
That could be safety car. There's 3. There's 3 or 4 cars in this. It's a big accident. A really big one. I was watching Jake. He had committed to the pit lane, so it's a perfectly fair second stop. But yeah, 3 car pile-up on the exit of the tunnel. Were they going 3 wide, I wonder, because that is a big accident. And so, what this means is that a lot of people have just finished their strategies. And they now get to take the advantage of others who haven't, because they'll all be bunched up on the train. So we're just gonna make sure no one pits. I don't expect anyone to pit unless they've actually got damage on this safety car. But yeah, well, let's just see. And that does mean
Sorry,
by the way, does mean that Jake has made its 6 races in a row without a single point.
Yep. You remembered that stat from earlier. It's not one he'll want to remember.
Nope.
You're saying, sorry, that Casper was already in the pit lane, yeah?
I'm pretty sure he was already committed to it because I was watching it as it was going down. I think I was on with him on the stream, actually. I can check it back myself. But I'm pretty sure.
Don't worry.
Pretty sure I was watching him actually heading through. Because the yellow flag came out, he goes into the pit lane, and yeah, it was all fair. Literally, as he hit the limiter, safety car deployed. And
okay, good enough. Good work from Casper.
Red Matt has made a non-mandatory stop. Dun dun dun.
Interesting.
Wonder why he's done that. I mean, I guess he keeps track of position, actually, doesn't he? So I suppose maybe he wants new tyres to make a position up or two on the restart, but I don't know. I don't actually know why he's done that, but he doesn't lose anything, does he, I suppose?
Not at all. Just add that to my list. So, bit of field spread at the moment, but it'll bunch us all up nicely. Kieran will get the stage 1 win.
Yep.
Which he will love. He will be the 4th driver to win a stage this season.
Only
after
the 4th?
Red Matt, Casper and J-Luke, yeah. Because don't forget, Red Matt has dominated the stages.
He has sort of stat padded it a little bit, hasn't he?
Just a little bit. Just like he has with laps led.
And, well, race wins probably as well.
It's only on 2. Kyle's on 2.
Yeah. Fair enough then.
Who won in Britain? I've already forgotten.
Corey.
Corey. That's
Corey's
it. Yeah,
also got
Corey's
2.
won 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So Cal will be on 1 then, won't he, actually?
Yeah.
So, only 3 race winners this season as well. Will it be 4 tonight? I'd say the chances of that are quite high, actually, as it stands. Touch wood. It is Monaco of all tracks. But here comes Kieran then to pick up a stage point. Stage win.
And
there he
how
goes.
many is that in Kieran's little career? He picks up his 2nd stage win ever.
Very exciting. Don't imagine it leading to a race win, mainly because he is sitting here 2 stops still to make, while Casper sits 6th with his pit strategy completed. So, and the thing is as well, he can still make non-mandatory stops to get fresher tyres on at the end of the race if he fancies it, if it ends up in that situation, if it get another safety car like this. You know, if he ends up in the lead and can build a gap. So it's not like he's stuck on those tyres for the rest of the race. I reckon he'll still be decent on that, actually.
Yeah.
He basically has an extra stop to play with, if you want to say it that way. But we'll see what happens. We're just waiting for ST Mats to catch up on the train.
The reason ST Mats so far back is, I don't know if you saw it on the first lap, MK Bourne braked to avoid a collision going into the hairpin and backed up everybody behind him, which was about 7 or 8 cars. ST Match in the middle of which lost his entire front wing, lucky to still be in the race. And it affected him for the rest of the race to this point, but of course he gets a second chance. Those 2 stops are green flag stops as well, so he is completed. He should just about catch up the safety car train as it is in this lap, but we'll see how Kieran handles it.
Might actually struggle to catch up to this.
He might actually, I'm just looking at that, yeah.
Poor guy.
We'll see.
What's he done to deserve this? Oh, his collisions under the safety car. Kieran will know fine rightly about the restart procedure though, so perhaps ST Mats might actually be okay. But will Tease try and do anything into turn 1? There's only a real chance of an overtake, but it's not going to happen. As we go back to racing once again, and it's Jamie on the inside of Tease. Even he can't make a move work. Iceman makes his way up past Gareth, but he hits the wall pretty hard. I hope he's not got damage from that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he does. I'm sure we'll soon find out as he heads through at the top of the hill. How's the understeer? He is losing time, but it might just be through general sort of lack of grip. I think it might just be a tyre delta at the minute, but we'll see. Because it was a big hit and it could spoil his day. if it is indeed big damage.
Absolutely, it would be a shame as well because yeah,
Oh yeah,
I was
it is
looking
big
forward to
damage.
the Iceman Casper
It
battle,
is.
which we're not going to get.
Broken on the right-hand side, actually, so he's hit something else. And we see Red Matt cutting the corner a little bit.
Yeah, I did see that.
But, well, the game seems to have let him get away with it. As he heads up into the podium position, so there's nothing really we can do about it. Kieran, oh wow, Jamie nearly loses it, and Casper nearly loses it in response. And that'll be a pit stop for Jamie.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure Iceman will be pitting for a third time, so that is not working for him. I'm not surprised. It did look like a big hit on the left-hand side, but he also managed one on the right-hand side too. And it brings his race back down to earth again, possibly, because he's now second from last. SD Mats, we worried about if he was going to be able to catch the back of the train. Now he sits in P5, or P9, sorry. And that will be actually a net P4?
Something like that, yeah. Behind Yori there, so.
And you can see his two main rivals in front of him, really. So, I mean, what's going to stop him from trying to get involved in any of this if they have any sort of incidents? He's actually not in a bad position.
Not at all. Well, it certainly worked out for him. It's also a good day for Kyle. Obviously, Red Matt still has to make 2 stops. And Iceman is way down on track, so I would expect to see Kyle leading the way at the end of tonight in points. Assuming he finishes there, of course.
Now we've got Red Matt on the back of T's trying to get himself through. He's using a lot of VRS as well. So he seems very committed. I suppose he'll be in the pits soon enough, so he might as well blow the ERS because he'll get it all back while in the pits. Still though, it's not leading to an overtake at the minute. And Kieran looks pretty good to take this second playoff point. Second stage playoff point, because he's only one sort of full lap away from being able to achieve that. And I'm sure he'll stay out to do so. I guess that's why all these top 3 are staying out, just to see if they get it. In case someone forgets about it, but I don't think they are going to forget about it. As they all continue on through the tunnel. This is where we saw the big accident earlier on in the race. We don't really know what happened, but it was 3 cars all smashing into each other on the exit of the tunnel, which is something you don't tend to see all that often, unless it's obviously crashing into safety cars. But that's a very odd circumstance, which never would happen unless it's us. But, yeah. Never tend to see the actual racing cars crashing through there.
No. Just looking at Casper, he's just being sensible at the moment, isn't he? It's a career day for him as Red Matt makes his first green flag stop. Casper currently sits 16th, I believe, in points. This would put him right into the playoffs. And that puts people like Pete and OKK and Gareth at risk of the cut line zone, which becomes a more prominent feature as the season goes on.
I do think...
yeah, we're starting to get a few people into the playoffs now.
Lots of short shifting for Casper. I don't really know why he's doing that. He's got his fuel light on. How much has he underfueled his car by? Quite a lot. Oh dear. That's what? Minus a lap? That's a lot of fuel to save. He's only got 10 laps left. He needs a safety car. If that's minus a lap, the rest of them are in the pluses, well in the pluses, thanks to the safety car. But Casper, what have you done? Let me see, what does it say? I can't actually see because of the UI. It's minus 0.93. That's huge. That's no small problem. That's a whole lap nearly that he's going to have to find of fuel.
Yeah, Kieran, by the way, picks up the stage point, but yeah, Casper's got some problems here. It's maybe not a career day. Kyle, Yori, and ST Matt suddenly looking at that.
Gotta remember, this is a track where, I mean, you do a lot of fuel saving anyway, just by generally it being a slow track. So saving fuel isn't going to be easy because you're already doing it generally. What's it on now? Let's see if he's making some progress on it. Oh, he's making good progress. He's already okay. Panic over. Well, maybe not over, but it's down to 0.8 now. But then it's back up to 0.85. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Look at how slow he has to go. I mean, he's got the time, hasn't he, in hand. Luckily for him.
Kyle's only halfway through the tunnel. Yellow flags. This could be it.
Jamie, by the looks of it, is causing it for some reason. I don't know if he's got any
covered
damage. I don't see any damage. But it came out where around he was, but nothing for him. I mean, okay, he's running around with no front wing. That, for me, would be a yellow, but
right.
yeah, it wasn't.
Now we get to see what Casper's actually doing. Lots of lift and coast there, isn't there, into turn 1?
Yeah, it's very slow. That's what I was wondering what he was up to, because I thought he's going too slow there for his own good. And we'll see the gap directly then starting to close. And in fact, you can see that Yuri is giving Kyle some trouble here. Really climbing all over him. And how's the fuel situation now? Yeah, it's going about 0.15 sort of points of fuel per lap, so he should be okay. Obviously, he won't be getting to the line very quickly, but while Kyle is distracted, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yuri, meanwhile, eyeing up a first Cup Series podium.
Indeed, and he's eyeing up second place while he's at it. He's giving it everything here on the ERS. He's going down the inside, just trying to show Kyle he's there. Oh, he nearly lost it.
It wouldn't be a first Cup Series podium. He's got one before. His best result is a P2. Don't ask me where he got it, though. I don't have that to hand. 2 top 5s in his Cup Series career for the Dutchman.
Look at him, actually sliding about, though. He's just lost the tyres completely. As SD Mats goes round his outside. And, you know, he's suddenly his pace is gone. And what's happened there? Why has SD gone so wide into the last corner? It felt like he was moving over to let someone through, but he just didn't see it at the corner, probably. Kieran and Tees making their second and final stops.
Casper's gap has gone up 2 seconds as well.
Yeah, Casper's gap's fine. His fuel surely is also fine. So, yeah, I would say actually Panic is pretty much over. He's lucky that this has sort of happened in a race where he's this far in front. But still, as we have a little bit of fighting going on actually into the... oh dear. Connor's actually had to stop, reverse, and turn around to get round at the bottom of the Massey. So that's not really gone too well. It was nearly 3 wide going to the hairpin there, in fairness, but he just didn't have a turning in point. As Iceman still sits in the back of J-Luke. That was the guys that he was fighting with Connor.
Tell you what, it's not worked out too badly for Iceman, has it? He's 6th after the extra stop, which he didn't plan. He could be on for a top 5 here. And J-Luke, you know he doesn't like Monaco. How much of a fight will he put up? He knows he needs the points. The playoffs loom ever closer, and Iceman, Tokyo drift through the final couple of corners. Just about stays within DRS, but he puts him back some progress that he made up on that lap. And he's got to do it all over again. Casper up to nearly 18 seconds over Kyle. He's got it in hand.
Here comes Yuri. This is for second place. Oh, he just doesn't want to do it. He's so much faster. But there's just no way through Kyle at the minute. ST Mats is back in contention for this. As behind, there's a crash on the way up the hill. And it's 2 cars involved. Both of them with no front wings. Ben Harrett and Tees. Now, we're going to have to see how this fight continues, because it's getting quite aggressive, considering that they haven't really got much downforce to play with. Tees was still determined to make the move stick, and looks like Ben Harrett is still determined to get back through. Look at this, what a mess. But they're fighting away still. Back with Yuri. I don't know why he's not just sending it, really. I think if he sent it, Kyle would have no choice but to get out of his way. Because they're losing seconds a lap. He must have some sort of damage, Kyle. He's losing seconds a lap.
Casper's looking at one of the all-time biggest wins in Cup Series as well at the moment. Of course, we only saw a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. Oh, what's happening then?
Oh,
all sorts is happening in this third sector. We don't actually know what's causing the yellow flag. It's Ben's picked up a front right puncture. I think that's what's just sort of tipped the scale there, and I think Yuri has gone for it, which is why Kyle was all the way to the inside. But, oh, Yuri! You idiot! Not only are you 3 seconds a lap faster than him, probably, but you've got to pass him now. And he was, like, easy. But he has to cut a corner, which you just don't need to cut. Maybe that'll inspire an overtake, I don't know. But, ugh, what a waste if he'll lose so much for this.
ST Mats will be liking that one. What a popular podium that would be as well.
Especially after all we've been saying about him as well.
Yeah, nice guy is ST Mats. Casper, by the way, is on the verge of having the third largest winning margin of all time. It's 23.8 seconds. Won by Khalifa around Monaco. And second place on that day, Kyle Smith.
Come on, Yuri. Do something. Because ST Mats might have to get involved in a second, and Jamie might have to get involved in a second, and Iceman might have to get involved in a second, because they're all on the train. And here goes Iceman. Oh, I think Yuri has actually hit Kyle as well, potentially. He got very close to him. I'm telling you, if Kyle hasn't got damage right now, I'd be absolutely amazed. Because there's no way he's this slow for no reason. And look at this side-by-side fight, by the way. They're still at it. Iceman and Jamie.
Oh,
Jamie
brilliant.
finally getting through. Or Iceman finally getting through on Jamie. That was a good fight, though. Fair play from those two. Now, Yuri, you seen that? He's hit the wall. Has he got damage? Has he picked up a little bit of damage?
It's a bit slower, isn't it?
I think he has picked up some damage.
Look at Iceman on ST Mats. Down the inside. No. Thinks better of it.
I think Yuri's picked up a little... Oh, no, Jamie, don't do that, lad. We're not on the last lap yet. But I think Yuri has picked up some form of damage, and so ST Mats has now got to pass him up the hill. Or at some point soon, or else he will just get mugged. Iceman's appearing to be the only person out here who's brave enough to go for moves, as ST Mats has the opportunity presented to him, but he's going to get mugged because Iceman's just taken 2 cars in 1 corner, but can he complete it? We know Yuri's got some sort of damage, surely. Oh! And that was the merest of touches, but it's taken Yuri's whole wing off now, and now ST Mats has touched the wall too. I do wonder if someone will be requesting an Iceman penalty for that, but at this rate, it'll be so far down the road, a penalty wouldn't matter anyway. But, oh, that's going to be a struggle. Well. It's going to be a struggle to get back to the pits list, though, for Yuri.
Oh, he's hit the wall again!
Yeah.
And ST Mats
so
gets away without damage.
So ends his
Gareth
day.
finds himself P6.
And that ends his fight for the podium, which was looking pretty good, but... It's a shame. Maybe he did go for me on Kyle on the previous lap then. Maybe there was contact. I thought they got close. Maybe they did. And that seems to be what's caused all that.
The largest ever winning margin in JACKOCAR is 28.557. And that gap to Kyle, 28. We're on for a new record. But this all been happening behind Kyle. He's now getting pushed through the corners by Iceman. Surely down here he goes. Iceman, will he give it up? He goes, Kyle fights it, but I don't think he's quite got enough to hang it out around the outside. He doesn't. And Iceman is through by the hairpin.
What a drive this is. Too late.
It has, what a recovery.
And this is what you need. The fighting is... Oh, this could be... Well, is it too late for a safety car? That's the question. Because there's 2 cars buried in the wall. No safety car. They've both got away with it. Well, I said they got away with it. Gareth and Connor have no front wings now. And I'm surprised they've still got wheels on the cars. Kieran finds himself 6th place now, having got through all that mess. As they all just converge on each other, heading into the hairpin. And, well, Okeke's back in the pits. He's quite a lap and a half down, isn't he now? Unfortunately, whatever's sort of happened for his race. And it looks like that highest winning margin probably is going to fall away now. Saying that, Casper has finally righted his fuel situation. So maybe he can push a little harder now. Oh, he's still heavily lifting and coasting. I don't think he really cares about the winning margin, to be brutally honest. I think he just cares about getting to the end of the race. P1, playoffs, more important than a record, but we always like our numbers, and I don't think he's going to give us it tonight. Saying that, Iceman could still stack it, I suppose. And will Kyle hold on to the podium? If he were to hold on to the podium, he'd need Jamie to hold station on this lap. And I don't think that's going to happen, because here he comes on the exit of the tunnel. Goes left, goes right, goes back to the left again, and down the inside he goes, wheel binding as they go through. And surely Jamie will have to come through now, because even if Kyle wanted to defend it, I simply don't think he's got the grip. And can Jamie pull 3 seconds to claim a podium here in Monaco? Something which he really would not have been expecting in the slightest.
Oh, not if he hits the wall.
And he certainly did, and I'm sure he'll have picked up damage. He's hit the wall again. Too eager on the throttle. SD Mats, keep your nose in this, lad. There could still be a podium in it for you. As we start the final lap. I say we start the final lap. Casper started ages ago. He's halfway through it already. Yeah. Indeed, he's thinking about his playoff campaign now. He's he'll be thrilled about this.
A man who's going to go from 15th in the points to the playoffs, and he will be the fourth driver there after Red Matt, Kyle and Corey. 2 corners to go. Raskas drifting Max Verstappen style out of it. Don't hit that inside wall. Not now, Casper. It's going to be his second win in the Cup Series. Casper is going to go through to the playoffs.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That was a worthy celebration for a worthy driver. Getting a worthy victory in Monaco. Now, we know Iceman's probably going to finish in 2nd place. Nothing's seemingly going to stop that unless Yuri fancies getting involved. I'm pretty sure his car isn't actually still on the race anymore, so that shouldn't be a problem. There's a stopped car on the track. I'm assuming that's probably going to be Jamie's car. Yeah, quite badly crashed. But is Jamie going to be able to make 3 seconds? I somehow doubt that, which means it will be Kyle who finishes 3rd and SD Mats who finishes 4th. It's good stuff.
Good drive.
Keeping the consistency up again. Jamie does end up 5th then. Kieran 6th. Not bad from him considering the way the safety cars played out. Pete 7th. Red Matt will end up in 8th. So despite all of his pace, he hasn't had really any sort of good performances tonight in the races, but I'm sure he doesn't really care. As he finishes 8th place, he again is just thinking about his playoff campaign, to be honest. Teasing it 9th place, and I didn't actually see if it was a 10th place finisher. We'll confirm that in a moment, and obviously the rest of them too.
And we finally got the race in.
Indeed, it was worth the wait, I think, in the end as well. It was a decently entertaining spectacle. And it's this man who has come out on top, and he certainly enjoyed himself across the line there. Did our race winner Casper. I mean, he absolutely milked the moment. I'm sure he probably could have done that for the whole of the last lap if there wasn't walls everywhere. He certainly was enjoying himself. And he wins here by 26.1 seconds to Iceman. From Kyle, SD Match, Jamie, Kieran, Pete, Red Matt Tees, Gareth, Jordan, Jamie, Connor, Ben, Yuri, OKK. And then our retirements, who don't score any points, of course. Corey, MK Bourne, Jake, and Quinn, who didn't even race. And that must be the biggest winning margin for a 25% race, right? Surely.
Yeah, definitely. And it's 3rd all time. The second out of interest was 26.196. So just a little bit smaller in the end. But at one point there, he was on for the record, which was 28.557.
Yeah.
But Casper won't care. That is playoff bound for the Finn.
Indeed.
Becomes the 2nd Finnish driver to enter the JACKOCAR playoffs after Danskar. Not Danskar, who am I on about? Janel. Danskar never quite made it.
And so that is going to be us for tonight. Thank you for sticking with us after the issues earlier. The race was certainly worth it in the end. And next week will also certainly be worth it because we'll be in Imola for the throwback week. And obviously Imola's a new track, isn't it, for the JACKOCAR Cup Series calendar. So that's obviously going to be fun to see how the drivers tackle that one. So join myself and Jacko for that one. And yeah, thanks for watching and safe travels. Take care, etc., etc.